What's going on, guys? It's Mike for Sim Racing 604, and back today with a little preview of a podcast myself and Davy Jones did with the great John Sabol as part of our Sim Racing Perspectives podcast series. So for those somehow not aware, John Sabol was a big part of Inside Sim Racing. If you've looked up hardware reviews or sim software reviews in any capacity, you've probably stumbled upon John Sabol. He helped alongside Billy Strange define sim racing for a very long time. Truly fantastic personality, and it just makes me realize how far this channel has come in the year and a half I've been here. Such a huge fan of John Sabol back in the day. He helped me get into sim racing, and then to be able to talk to him was just incredible. Again, an amazing personality, and we really miss him. He's stepped away from Inside Sim Racing to prioritize some other things in life, and he gets into that on the podcast along with sort of his perspective and what he's doing in sim racing these days and what he's excited about and things like that. So such a great guest, and we are very excited to have him on. And again, he just has that personality that belongs either in front of a camera or on microphone. Such a great dude, and it was very nice to spend that hour and a half with him. So here's a little 5-minute preview of our time with John Sabol, and I will link to the full podcast in the description to this video. Thanks, guys. Enjoy it, and we will see you next time.
I agree with that. Also, well, what's funny, you made the comment of not being as competitive. I mean, I do feel like probably some of your most vocal people when it comes to things like high-end hardware are probably people that aren't like that quick. I feel like a lot of people who are like very good tend to do it on very generic or older equipment.
True.
Very good point. Very good point. Yeah.
All day long. So yeah, there's definitely. I feel like like we talked about earlier, with when people have issues, there's a vocal minority. I think there's a vocal minority of people who are peddling the narrative on super high end hardware and how amazing it is, and then terms of how many people are out there racing more generic stuff, or people who are fast racing more generic stuff. Now, with that said, it's something we always try to get across on the show with Inside Sim Racing is, higher end equipment does feel nicer. Like I have the AccuForce, I got all the wheels here, I have the AccuForce on here because it's a direct drive wheel and it feels, it's amazing. But I mean, there's definitely, I'm not going to say you can't go and enjoy sim racing with lesser hardware, and that was always a really tough juxtaposition with the show. Is you try to review the hardware for people who are interested in buying it, because even if it's $1,000 direct drive wheel, a good percentage, the majority percentage of your audience is automatically wiped out probably just from the cost alone. But there is a percentage who can afford it, and they are looking for a legit review and trying to decide if they're going to spend their money on it. So it's hard. So you have to go and, it might be something where you're like, me personally, I would never spend that much money, or I can't spend that much money, what have you. But there's people that can, and they want a legit review, and you can't go and just be kind of flippant about it and be like, it's great, but this is way too expensive. It's a major con. You gotta, give from a perspective of someone who's in the marketplace and say, okay, well, I mean, is the price and performance good enough for someone who's shopping in this range of X dollars? So, but also, besides that tangent, back to the main point, it is kind of, I do struggle a lot with my sim setup in terms of compatibility between PC and the console. So, for a long time I had Thrustmaster wheels on my rig, and I had the PS4. Like when we reviewed Gran Turismo Sport, I had that on my primary setup playing through my center monitor. I had it right next to my PC mounted on the wall here, and it was nice to only have one rig and one area where I could play PC and consoles. Well, now that I've gone to the direct drive wheel and having that full time on my rig and trying to get away from all the swapping out of hardware that I used to do, that was a major pain in the butt.
Yeah.
To do that swapping out all the time. Now I don't have that that option. So now if I want to go race them like that, I gotta go set it up on another rig and roll over to the TV. Now, in my position, I have multiple rigs. I'm up to my eyeballs in rigs. I'm looking to get rid of some hardware
you
to make some space here.
Mm.
So, I'm a bit spoiled in terms of that. But, maybe it's a rig that I'd rather race on my primary rig. I'd rather not be on a secondary one. So that's what makes kind of what Fanatec's doing with their direct drive wheels kind of interesting, because they're going to have the PlayStation and Xbox compatibility.
Yes.
So that makes it interesting for someone who maybe plays a little bit of everything.